Money has never been just an object. It was never only gold, paper, or numbers on a screen. Money has always been memory. A collective agreement written somewhere, recorded by someone, and enforced by power. Long before modern banks and digital systems, societies understood one essential rule. If value is not recorded, it does not exist. Gold worked because nature itself kept the record. Paper money worked because governments promised to keep the record. Today, digital money works because databases remember what humans cannot. We believe money is stored inside apps, cards, or wallets, but that is an illusion. What truly matters is not what you see, but what is written somewhere you never touch. This episode is not about technology. It is about the oldest requirement of money, writing, because without records, money collapses into chaos. And in the digital age, the most powerful thing is not money itself, but the invisible ledger behind it. Gold did not need explanation. It did not require belief. Its scarcity was obvious, its resistance to decay undeniable. When gold changed hands, no record was necessary because the object itself carried proof. But the moment societies replaced gold with paper, everything changed. Paper money was never valuable on its own. It was valuable because it represented something else, and that representation had to be written, numbered, tracked. Serial numbers, signatures, seals, and centralized records became the backbone of trust. The system survived not because paper was strong, but because the written promise behind it was enforced. Every banknote was a sentence in a much larger book, a book controlled by institutions. And as long as people believed that book was honest, the system held together. The transition from gold to paper did not eliminate records. It multiplied them. The digital age did not change the nature of money. It changed how visible money is. When money moved from paper into digital systems, most people assumed it became lighter, faster, and simpler. In reality, it became quieter. Digital money does not exist inside phones, bank cards, or applications. Those are only interfaces. What truly exists is a record stored somewhere else, constantly updated, constantly rewritten, and rarely questioned. Every balance you see is only a reflection of a deeper ledger that you never access directly. When a digital payment is made, nothing physical moves. No value travels through space. There is no transfer in the traditional sense. One number is reduced in one record, and another number is increased in a different record. That is the entire process. Money stopped being an object and became an edit. Ownership stopped being something you could hold and became something written about you. This transition happened so smoothly that most people never noticed it. Convenience replaced awareness, and speed replaced understanding. Digital systems feel efficient because they remove friction, but friction once served a purpose. It reminded people that money was real, limited, and connected to effort. When money becomes invisible, spending feels abstract and loss feels distant. This psychological shift is not accidental. Systems evolve to match human behavior, and digital money is designed to feel effortless. The easier it feels, the less it is questioned. What changed was not money itself, but control over memory. In physical systems, memory was shared. In digital systems, memory is centralized. The ledger remembers everything, even when people do not. And whoever controls that memory does not need to move money. They only need to rewrite reality. Throughout history, money has never existed without records. Long before modern banks or digital systems, societies understood that value without memory leads to conflict. Barter could work in small groups, but it failed the moment scale increased. Once people could no longer remember who owed what, disputes replaced trust. Writing solved this problem. It turned promises into proof and ownership into something permanent. From clay tablets to handwritten ledgers, records became the backbone of every economic system. Even gold required writing once civilizations grew complex. Temples, kingdoms, and empires all depended on records to track storage, debt, and obligation. The metal itself was not enough. Without documentation, gold lost its meaning beyond direct exchange. Writing did not weaken money, it stabilized it. It created continuity across time and distance. Digital money follows the same rule. It did not eliminate records. It made them absolute. Every transaction, every balance, every change is written somewhere. The difference is not the existence of records, but their visibility. In modern systems, most people never see the ledger that defines their financial reality. They only trust that it exists. And trust, once again, becomes the foundation of money. In the United States, money is no longer defined by what people hold, but by what systems record. Physical cash still exists, but it represents only a small fraction of the total supply. The real dollar lives inside digital ledgers maintained by banks, clearing houses, and the Federal Reserve. These institutions do not store money as objects. They store information. Balances, permissions, limits, and obligations are written, verified, and enforced through layers of records that most citizens never see. This structure gives the system incredible speed and scale. Payments clear instantly. Credit expands rapidly. The dollar moves across the world without physically traveling anywhere. But this efficiency comes with a trade-off. When money exists only as a record, control shifts toward whoever maintains the ledger. Creation, access, and restriction all become administrative decisions. Money no longer needs to be taken to be denied. A line in a database is enough. The American system does not require constant force to function. It relies on stability, trust, and habit. As long as the records remain accepted, the system appears invisible and natural. But invisibility is power. Because when money is reduced to data, authority is no longer loud. It is procedural. And procedures quietly shape reality. At this point, many people believe blockchain changes everything. In reality, it changes only one thing: who controls the record. Blockchain does not remove writing from money. It makes writing permanent and public. Every transaction is still recorded, verified, and stored in a ledger. The difference is that no single institution owns it. This is why blockchain is often misunderstood. It is not anti-system. It is an alternative system of memory. This does not make it good or bad by default. It makes it transparent. The real shift is philosophical, not technical. The question is no longer whether money should be written, but who gets to write it. Governments answer with authority. Banks answer with infrastructure. Blockchain answers with code. But all three rely on the same foundation: records. So the debate is not about coins or technology. It is about authorship, about who defines reality when money is nothing more than information written into existence. Inflation is often described as rising prices, but that description misses the deeper truth. Inflation is not something that happens in stores. It happens in records. When new money is created, the ledger changes. Existing balances do not disappear, but they lose meaning. No one takes your money directly. Instead, the value written next to your name is slowly rewritten by comparison. This is why inflation feels invisible at first. It does not shock. It erodes. Because money exists as information, it can be edited without permission. Numbers grow in one place while shrinking everywhere else. This process rarely feels aggressive, which is why it works. Editing the record is easier than confronting the public. And over time, the cost is paid not through loss, but through confusion. Money did not disappear. It did not become weaker. It became quieter. What once had weight now has memory. What once could be held is now written. And what is written can always be changed. Throughout history, power followed whoever controlled the record. Not the gold, not the paper, the ledger. Today, money lives inside systems you never see, rules you never read, and decisions you never vote on. This does not mean money is evil. It means money is obedient. It obeys whoever writes the final line. And in a world where money is nothing more than information, the most important question is no longer how much you have, but who is allowed to remember it.